I never followed real cat genetics for my games because it made the characters boring and confusing. You could see this in California Clan, but that at least worked because the game wasn't very character-based at all. Also, I had a style of creating characters that involved them having hair or bangs and having really impossible tails. You could see this on characters like Night Whisper and Grass Whistle. A lot of the time, the actual shape of the character wouldn't be influenced by their parents, like how Milky Willow's nubtail appears out of nowhere, and her daughter's long bangs aren't shared by either of her parents. These are chosen per character depending on what I think looks good, usually following their personality. For this video, I chose to work with Ace's family tree to explain how I do genetics, since it's detached from the Severance era where I was forcing family connections. Starting at the top, we have Angel, Absentia, and Agatha. I have the name of the sister's mother, but I don't have a design for her. Because these sisters were made first before the parents, the only basis they had was looking similar to each other. There are two base colors, light gray as seen on Angel and Absentia, and dark gray as seen on Agatha. My own rules would say that the parents would need to have these base colors. Either each parent will be one of these colors, or one parent will have both, and the other will have any color. There are three colors of patterns: white, gray, and really dark gray. Agatha's base color is found on Absentia, but I wouldn't count that as a pattern color. The exact pattern never really played a role in how I designed relatives, but for this family there are two distinct patterns: stripes and splotches. The colors wouldn't matter, but either one parent or both parents will have to show both of these patterns. When it comes to white patches, I pretty much say if one parent has white, the kids could have white anywhere on their body. I don't usually go as weird as a parent having white muzzle and having a kid with a white foot, but if the parent has a white muzzle, the kid could have a white face, chest, or maybe even small white spots. Speaking of this diagram, when it comes to colors, I allow the relatives to be a little darker, lighter, diluted, saturated, or off hue, usually to make them more different or match their personality more. So the parents of these three. There are quite a lot of possibilities not shown, but basically someone needs to have a light gray base color, a dark gray base color, gray, very dark gray, white, and someone needs stripes and splotches. If this isn't possible, one of the grandparents can pass on a trait that is hidden in the parent. I don't follow recessive traits exactly, since anything could be hidden in a child and be passed to the grandchild. There aren't any dominant genes. Eye color is more complicated, but more simple. For these three, we have dark green, light green, and yellow, which shouldn't make sense, right? There are three different colors, but no, Absentia's eye color is just a mix of yellow and dark green. So this is an easy choice of the parents having dark green and yellow eyes. Pretty much the eye system is that the child could have either color but darker, lighter, diluted, or saturated, or be anywhere in the gradient between the two colors. Obviously there are exceptions. If I think an eye color looks good, I will use it. Think of it as a mutation. We could get away from the theoretical parents and see canon examples. Ace and Queen come from Rocco and Angel. Ace is literally just a lighter version of Rocco without his foot pattern. If Ace ever has biological kids, they could inherit Rocco's foot pattern. Similarly, Queen is almost the same as Angel. The pattern is slightly different, but this is because I wanted them to look more different than each other. For the eyes, it's a gradient of Rocco and Angel's eyes, but more towards Angel's color. Ace does have one eye more towards Rocco's color. With these rules, we could actually pretty accurately determine what the parents would be for both Cirrus and Cookie, and Sleet, Shale, and Sky. Starting with the easiest, Sleet's dad has to be a black cat. She's a tortoiseshell cat along with her brother, which is impossible in real life. So if her mom is orange, her dad needs to be black. Sky is completely white, so the dad needs to have some sort of white on him. Maybe even all over him, since Shale has a lighter color on him as well. Lastly, Sleet and Shale have their mother's eyes, so the father has to have Sky's eyes. This would mean the father would probably look something like this. To the other side, Cookie's dad is likely white, since she is white and Cirrus is a pale gray, while their mother is a dark gray. All cats have splotches, so the dad could have any pattern, even no pattern. Cirrus's eyes are a lighter green, while Cookie's eyes are completely diluted, so the father could have any color eyes as long as they're lighter than Agatha's. This leads a whole bunch of different combinations, since the kids take almost everything from their mother. Let's make some hypothetical kids. Say that Sleetshine and Shy Eyes were able to have kids. How would I decide how to design them? The possible base colors would be white, grays, browns, oranges, and black, along with their variations, which is quite a large range. I would allow there to be a possibility of a tortoiseshell like Sleetshine, or completely patternless. Sleetshine's mom, Clementine, had stripes, so stripes are possible. And since Clementine's stripes were just a darker version of her base fur, there's a possibility of the baby being more white, with darker stripes instead of like Clementine's brown color stripes. The parents' siblings' patterns could also come into play, like Cirrus's sister's splotches, or Sleetshine's brother's lighter colored belly. For the eyes, I usually stick with the parents unless I think a grandparent or sibling's eye color would look prettier, but we have green, orange, dark light and diluted versions of those, and any color on the gradient between them. There are a billion different possibilities for Sleetshy kits if that was biologically possible. So that's how I do my character genetics. I will often put aesthetic over anything else because maybe the genetics wouldn't work realistically, but I want to be able to put a family together and make it obvious that they're related.